Hello everyone, this is the Autoimmune Dietitian. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I share all things related to nutrition and autoimmune diseases and inflammatory conditions because food can be medicine when you are trying to treat these underlying conditions and the annoying symptoms that come with them. So today I am jumping into talking about some micronutrient deficiencies that you may see with gut-related autoimmune diseases. So your gut, specifically your small intestine, is responsible for absorbing all of the goodness you get from food, vitamins, minerals, your macronutrients, and your phytochemicals, which help fight all those bad things in your body. So when you have a gut-related autoimmune disorder, that can really get in the way of you absorbing all of these nutrients. So there are some common vitamin and mineral deficiencies that we see in people with inflammatory bowel disease and celiac disease. So today I am breaking down the top 4 nutrients to keep an eye on if you have one of these conditions. So before I jump in, I just need to attach my regular disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not a substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. So please consult your qualified health professional for any changes to your medical care, including supplements, because we really need to be careful when we're supplementing our body. There can be interactions with medications. There can be things that may just not be right for you. So always check with your health provider before diving into supplements. Okay, so the first nutrient we're going to talk about is iron. So it's really interesting. So our body actually has a store of iron of around 3 to 4 grams, and we lose about 1 to 2 milligrams of iron each day from normal body processes, things like cell turnover, menstruation, repair of tissues and bones, things like that. So when the intestinal lining is chronically inflamed, as it is in inflammatory bowel disease or celiac disease, you can actually experience blood loss and you may not even realize it. So additionally, a healthy intestinal lining is really important to help your body absorb iron. So when that's compromised, you have a hard time keeping your iron stores adequate. So supplementation might be warranted if you have active inflammatory bowel disease or celiac disease. The best sources of iron from food include kind of the ones that we generally think about when we think of iron. We think of red meat. Liver is full of iron. Fatty fish, eggs, lentils. If you're a plant-based eater, lentils is like one of the best sources of iron that you can find. If you do want to supplement, you want to choose either ferrous sulfate or ferrous bisglycinate. Bisglycinate is a little bit easier on the stomach than the ferrous sulfate, but just, I would try both and see, what you prefer. Also having if you're eating either iron-rich foods or taking a supplement, you want to pair that with a vitamin C-rich food to help boost absorption. The other thing to think about when you're eating iron foods or taking supplements, you want to avoid things with calcium, phytates. You find phytates in grains and seeds, and also polyphenols, which you find in coffee, tea, and wine. All 3 of those compete with iron for absorption. So there's really no point in taking an iron supplement or eating an iron-rich meal if you're including these foods because you're not going to absorb all of that iron efficiently. Okay, number 2, selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral that acts as an antioxidant in the body, and it's also needed for the production of glutathione, which is the most powerful antioxidant your body makes. It's actually made in your liver. It also helps with hormone balancing and energy metabolism. So selenium tends to be low in patients with Crohn's disease, and selenium can also help suppress inflammation in the gut. It's also been noted in research that there is an inverse relationship between selenium status and inflammatory bowel disease severity and colon cancer risk. Selenium is found most concentrated in Brazil nuts. So if you feel like you need additional selenium in your diet, have a couple Brazil nuts, like 2 to 3 a day, and that would be sufficient. You can also find selenium in oysters, other nuts, and sunflower seeds. If you do choose to supplement, look for supplements that contain L-selenomethionine. That's the form of selenium that you absorb the best. So you want to look for supplements that contain that. All right, number 3, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is important for energy generation and for new cell production, and it also keeps our nervous system happy. And we all want a happy nervous system. B12 is absorbed in the small intestine, so if you have a condition like inflammatory bowel disease or celiac disease where the small intestine is compromised, you may not be absorbing B12 efficiently. So keeping up on your B12 is really important to avoid something called pernicious anemia, which happens when you have a B12 deficiency. This prevents, it's similar to like an iron deficiency. Oxygen isn't able to travel around to your body, so they both have the kind of the same effect. You may feel really tired, fatigued, lethargic, but the root cause may be from a not enough B12. So sometimes we treat iron deficiency, but we don't look at B12 status either, and that's important to assess as well. So B12 is found in animal products. So if you're a vegan, this is something you really need to stay on top of. For supplementation, there are a few forms of B12 out there. Generally speaking, most people do well with either methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin. So look for those two forms when you're investigating supplements. And then the last one is vitamin A. So vitamin A deficiency is commonly seen in inflammatory bowel disease and celiac disease patients. Vitamin A is responsible for vision, but it also plays a major role in our immune system function. Vitamin A actually helps regulate our helper T cells, the Th17s, and regulatory T cells, and those basically help balance out our immune response. So when you're low in vitamin A, that immune response, that balance gets out of whack. So in animal studies, researchers have seen a drop in inflammation with vitamin A supplementation. Inflammation can also impair vitamin A absorption. So if you are feeling inflamed, you definitely want to add some vitamin A in there. Good sources of vitamin A include beef liver. Beef liver actually has a ton of vitamin A, and I'll talk about toxicity in a minute, but you need to be careful about how much liver you eat every week, because if you eat too much, you can have too much vitamin A, and that would be a problem. You also find vitamin A in orange foods, so sweet potatoes, carrots, squashes, those types of foods rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A is also found in spinach. So if you supplement, be careful not to overdo it. There is such thing as a vitamin A toxicity because it is a fat-soluble vitamin, so your body actually holds onto it a little bit more than it does water-soluble vitamins, such as vitamin C and the B vitamins. So if just be careful about how much vitamin A you're supplementing. If you're pregnant, you do not want to take too much vitamin A. That can be bad. So again, always ask your healthcare professional for guidance on supplementation. But if you are looking at supplements, you do want to make sure that your vitamin A is sourced from a natural source, so either from like fish or cod liver oil. Those are your best sources of vitamin A. Okay, so just to recap, today we focused on the common nutrient deficiencies in gut-related autoimmune disorders. These include iron, selenium, B12, and vitamin A. So if you're interested in learning more and chatting and want to chat with me about your underlying condition and how I can help you, you can go to my website, AnnieRubin.com, and click on, you can book a session, a free discovery call through there. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm the Autoimmune Dietitian on Instagram. On Facebook, it's under Annie Rubin Nutrition. I'm always here to help, so let me know how I can help you start feeling better. So if you like the video, also, definitely hit subscribe button to keep updated on, each new video that comes out. I try to post these every week or so. And then you can also catch me live on Instagram at 3 p.m. on Mondays. That's 3 p.m. Pacific time, where I basically do the same thing. I talk about a link between nutrition and autoimmune diseases and inflammation. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely come back next week for another interesting tip about nutrition and how it can help you feel better. Thanks.